Cat, to me, with the cello and guitar playing, is irreplaceable. Nobody can replace him because he has become, out of all of us, he has become the face of Third World.
Third World formed in '73, but drummer Willie Stewart coming on board in 1975, having played with childhood friend Cat Coore in Inner Circle.
Knew him as a boy. I was 3 years older than him. He had alley cats, I had visions. Ibu had rhythms.
What would you say the Third World sound was in the 70s?
A fusion of R&B, reggae, ska, because that's what we was exposed to, and that's natural creation. Ibu had 8th grade in music. He doesn't have to take an exam. Cello's classical. So he had this classical and the singing was definitely unbelievable. Angelic voices, and then Bonnie hit it in the middle. I heard that people call us the Earth, Wind and Fire of the Caribbean. The training came from Inner Circle too. To hear modern, because we had to practice every day, every week, 10 songs of popular songs that hit.
And one of your biggest hits was, of course, an R&B cover.
Now that we found out was done in the studio, me, Carrot, and Ibu went in, did a jam in Nassau studio, and so happened, by thank God, the engineer had the mics going.
What's your favorite memory of Cat?
Excellent guitar player, could play many instruments, always giggle, laugh, enjoy himself, always willing to say, oh, let's get this together. Let's get the Johnny Tiger, let's get it together. And he was really love of music. I mean, money was never a problem. It didn't matter if he got to do it. He did a project. When he played a solo, I can say sometimes I'm playing with him and we're playing this big concert, and I have to watch myself. When I see him do something, wow! I said, I have to look at myself and say, you're the drummer. Keep it steady.
Third World spent a lot of time on the road.
A lot. In making it at our time, we had to be traveling maybe 250 days of the year, and it was very hectic. Sometimes we went to so much places, trying this place. By the time I come from Japan, I get up one day in the room and I say, who am I? Where am I?
Calling so much dirty names.
When it was good, the high points would be what?
When it was good, the high pass, you say you're playing at Amnesty International with all your stars. You open the thing and you see 80,000 people gravitating and clapping. When the classic come, the people went crazy. And you say, and then the VH1 came and said, we don't know these guys, but they stole the show. Bonnie Ruggs, we had to stay till the end of the show. Sting, Santana, Miles Davis sang it, and they sang, Bob Dylan sang, I See the Light Come Shining. When Bonnie sang, the next day the newspaper said, Third World stole the show.
When it was low, what was that like?
Well, if you come to the lowest point is when Ibu and myself left the band. We played in Barbados.
Why did you leave the band?
What happened to me is that I got my vision where after we played in Uganda in 96, we played in Uganda, and playing is like the energy was good. Bonnie was singing and Papa San had this Stand By Me. And I'm playing and everything's good for the whole show, 10,000 people for the whole of that week. And what I'm playing is like, we're playing and then Bonnie sing, and it's like, the rhythm starts slow. And when Papa Sam pick it up, I start playing again. And when Bonnie sings like slow, and it just come to my mind after that, your work is done. Your work is over, sir. You need to go to something new.
Was it difficult communicating that realization to the other band members?
In a way, yes. In every band, there was always little differences and things. But it was because it was my life. I have family. So to me, it's my earning. So hear that. You listen to the inner self and say, boy, what's the next step?
Whom were you closest to in Third World?
I would say Ibu.
What was the connection?
Because me and Ibu, from day one, from school days, from Inner Circle, we played together. And Ibu values of children and working with students and working is profound, and somehow we were on the same level all the time.
Who was the writing force, the arrangement force in Third World? In
Third World, the 3 C's, Cat, Clark, Cooper. They started, 96, when they came up, Baba, they started what? Me and Richie were more behind. My team came about, start writing, came like three years after. Cha-Cha Children moving up and some things like that. But they were the writers. We concentrate on the rhythm. So they would come up with a voice, sing and go through. And then everybody started to become part of the writing.
Willie Stewart making his writing mark with Committed, which was inspired whilst out on a run by hearing Maxi Priest's Close to You.
But you want to be committed. And I started thinking about my wife. She don't want you, but I'm committed to something. And I said, I've got my life invested. And I can't sing, you know. I've got my life invested in you right now. I'm committed. And I start running back to the studio. Stephen Short, you know Stephen Short. And I said, come Stephen, get the keyboards. And I started to put the song together. And we started to play. Cat and Bunny hear it. I said, well, yes, let's go start. I couldn't think of a third verse. I got a writer's block. So we did it. We started together. And when we went to New York, you know, you just can't get it. Ibuda said boom, and he got the last verse and he became part of the writing.
After Third World, Willie Stewart fulfilling his dream to work with kids, becoming a music facilitator and learning the ropes in the UK.
In England, I got to meet things and did all of my things to prepare for that. And I realized teaching would have been. And so I went straight into that and workshops and doing that.
A music facilitator, a kind of bridge between being a music teacher and a student.
Yes. But you can do your own thing. You don't have to teach in the school. You can teach in your own thing. You do your business, you can teach. Or you go into school and you know syllabus. So you know how to work around syllabuses and about curriculums.
Did you find your calling? Was this what you really wanted to do?
I always wanted to play. Playing was my thing, so I got to do that. It was a form of me that I know I could survive, because I was leaving to go in Santana. Well, Bob Marley or the top Stevie Wonder. So you had to start over again. So it was a rude awakening for me. So you can say I went literally underground.
Ibu Cooper went to Africa to run a radio station. Stewart took what he learned in England to the US, Broward, Florida, where he lives and works now.
We know our non-profit and our company is very high up when it comes to give children. We keep music in schools. We fight to say keep education, arts in the school, because we want a balanced brain, right, left.
We're going to have to see whether Third World as an entity continues on the road. What would you think is going to happen?
Whether they go on, it's left up to their management and see how their bookings go. What my concern is that building a foundation for the 6 man them, the man them with the families who created that. If I was to even play there, I couldn't have the audacity that I could ever replace or play back Third World sound. I'd be 1/6.
But Willie, who owns the name?
Well, that's a whole trip by itself, but well, I think it's still within some members of the band as such, and I think it will be amicably worked out for the future.
Those members, Cat?
I would say Cat and Richie have that and probably Bunny's wife would be involved in that. But I believe that all the thing will come back to harmony, everything. In everything there's ups and downs, but I believe it can be ameliorated. You look at things differently because now it's about family. So I know that the 4 up there now would say, yes, let's get this done. Whatever the divisions, whatever happened, don't matter anymore. Let's get, because Third World Records don't even start to sell yet. I figure when we're all gone, so we want to make sure that everything is right, everything is properly done, because the man them worked hard. They worked, we worked night and day. And the sacrifice was heavy. Our families never see us. I never get to see my daughter or my son, certain things. The wives them had to deal with it. It was a pressure.
How will Third World be summed up?
A group of musicians that loved what they did, played music for the world of peace. There was a chemistry that the band had. Third World was pioneers, way ahead of them time. We were on the bridge and we're way. And so if we were now in this time, a lot more royalties and things would have come to us. But you learn, you get burned, you learn.
Did Third World suffer from this sort of perception that these guys were uptown people, of doing that fusion soul reggae thing?
At the time, that's what we suffered. You come from uptown, man come from uptown. But truthfully, Bunny came from Mandeville to a certain extent, and you came from downtown too. He was there. Richie came from Midtown. His father was a captain. I came from England, so I don't know how you'd rock me, but I lived in Ligony, so so I did it. Ibu really come from country, and he came to live with his auntie in Mona. So Cat would be considered
the uptown guy. His father was minister of finance.
And his song, Rebel, Uptown Rebel.
Was it something you had to shrug off, or it hurt you?
No, but I'm going to tell you, Cat, we're on tour. Now we're full of hitting the charts. And they keep on talking about we come from uptown. And Cat got fixed said, All journalists can kiss my ass. Well, let me tell you something. We did 8 months to 9 months. And I can't understand it because to me, your roots is what you've been exposed to coming up. Now, roots would be what they're trying to say is that the more heavy bass and all. But Third World had its own style. We didn't want to sound like anybody else. So coming together, the personalities made the structure of Third World. It wasn't about, well, you can get the next this or you're copying somebody. And what happened is that when the drum machine came, it hurt us because live, all our albums as the biggest was played live. Because the Third World came as a live band. We would play live on New Orleans when we started on New Orleans. We were live, we grew live. We had to learn recording after.
Try, and try,
You are one of 2 surviving original members of Third World. How does that feel?
Not good. Really not good because it's like I'm not in belief. Cat's not there no more. It's so definite. Boom, he's gone. Everything is mobile. Everything is memory. And my memories are so with all of them. It's everything tear me up. And I said, boy, God, you have given me this time to be here. What is my duty? And I realized my duty is to tell the story. We said that we have a thing called stories been told, but it wasn't finished. The story has to be told from the eyes of one of us who can tell it.
After Melissa, Willie Stewart dusting off Have a Little Faith, an unreleased song from his archive, and tweaked with features from Leroy Sibbles, JC Lodge and Wayne Armand, among others, proceeds to GEM or Global Empowerment Mission.
And if you lose your way, I'll lead you to my love. From a sinful life, I'll cleanse you in my love. For creation, there's a will.